We want to welcome Coach Smart to the podium here. He is ready for your questions. We will start on the right side here on the second row.
Alex Bindon on 3. Kirby, what has Gunner done maybe since the end of last season that has made him the guy you want to bring here to represent the school, as a potential starting quarterback?
Yeah, the number one thing Gunner does is he leads. He does it the right way each and every day. He commands the room. He works his butt off. And I say all that because, Ryan does a great job too. And those guys are going to continue to compete for things. But Gunner's one of the leaders of our team. I think you saw that in response last year to when he came in, after the halftime and laid it on the line physically and mentally. And he does that each and every day. So when you look around the room and talk to our coaching staff, Gunner's been a tremendous passion, energy guy. We talk about that a lot, and he does it the right way. So I'm excited to see him grow and continue to get better.
Front row.
Morning, Coach. Tony Reese, WTV, I'm out of Columbus. You enter year 10. We talk about the dominance Georgia's had as a whole. You become the standard, arguably filling that void since Coach Nick Saban has retired. Just kind of how you've been able to really grow each season and just a progression to try to get back to the mountaintop as you've been many times before.
Day by day, just win 24-hour windows. We talk about it all the time around our place. I got a tremendous staff, tremendous university. Lucky to have we've got things in the right order between our president, our AD, our staff, retention, and then we've got great young men. So people talk about the climb, how hard the climb is, but they are correct. And when you want to sustain success, that's where people have problems because they just don't want to do the things day in and day out that allow you to win football games. And it's not on Saturdays alone, it's year-round.
Left side, third row.
Good morning, Coach. AP Stedham of AP as we see it. Coach, every player has a personality. What have you found is the best way to coach the quarterback position?
Well, first thing is to get to know the person and the kid because what you said is true. I mean, every quarterback we've had has had a different personality. Every player I've had has a different personality. You could take that to offensive tackle or defensive tackle or corner, but I think quarterbacks, they're a little different. They're inside their own head more often. They don't. Their mistakes are expounded, and their success is sometimes the same way. So it's either hero or villain so many times. And I think through my 10 years at Georgia and being around some really good coaches in my career, your handling of quarterbacks is critical to their confidence and their success. I've learned from a lot of good quarterback coaches, and I've seen a lot of good quarterbacks come and go from our program. So biggest thing is everyone's not the same. Get to know them. Let them talk first and listen. And when you listen to players, they tell you what they need.
Left side, fourth row.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. Coach, a lot of talk about a 9th conference game being added to the schedule potentially. If it doesn't happen, Auburn, Georgia could be on the chopping block next year. Your thoughts on the SEC going to 9 games and the importance of the Auburn-Georgia game being played every year?
Yeah, every game in the SEC is important. I mean, I get it. That's a huge rivalry game. That's a tradition that I love. I grew up in Southwest Georgia, where it's easier to get to Auburn than it was Georgia from where I lived. So I respect that rivalry, but they're all big games, and so I would hate to lose that one if that happened. I think that's speculation, but. The 8-9 debate, everybody wants to have it, and I feel like we talk about it year-round except for during the season. During the season, we talk about the season, and this is the talking season, so everybody wants to talk about it. I don't have a preference. Forever, I was a 9-game proponent because it was better for our fan bases. It was better for television. It was better for increasing revenue, which is a huge demand right now on college athletics. So I like the idea of 9. My concern with the idea of 9 is, how are we picking the 12 or 14 teams and who's picking them and what do they value? Because I don't think we saw value in adding 9 more losses to our league last year in terms of the way they picked the teams. And, some people will take maybe resentment in that, but I don't look at it that way. I look at it as if we're going to play a ninth game, we need the right people making the right decisions in terms of who goes in.
Front row.
Hey, Coach. Jamie Hale, ABC 3340 Sports in Birmingham. What's something outsiders don't understand about the discipline it takes to stay on top year after year?
Good to see you, Jamie. It's been a long time. Good to see you. The day in, day out grind, the commitment to what you believe in, and also the acceptance of change. The job is not the same as when I started 10 years ago as a head coach. It's not the same as 19 years ago when I went to Alabama with Nick. It's just changed so much. So are you comfortable, being uncomfortable? And that's probably never going to change. I thought Sankey did a great opening statement in saying that college football is not broken, or college athletics isn't broken. It's just going through a change. And you've got to be able to adapt with that. And I think staying on top comes from your ability to retain, have retention, have continuity on your staff, and be able to be open and enjoy the complexities of what we're dealing with right now. And there's some complexities, but I enjoy the puzzle pieces you have to put together every year to put together a good team.
Middle section, fourth row, then pass it to your left.
Coach Christian Griffin with ESPN 1067 in Auburn. You've always been one to praise the opposing team's atmospheres wherever you go. There's a lot of buzz around Auburn right now, being that confirmed night game with Georgia coming to Jordan-Hare Stadium. Being a competitor like yourself, talk about how exciting that is, knowing that you're going to get a rivalry's best, not only from the team, but from the fan base as well.
So you want me to pump up Jordan-Hare? Is that what you want me to do? It's already one of the iconic places to play in college football. It's some of the greatest games in the SEC history have come out of that stadium, and many of the others. It's one of the toughest places to play in college football because of the passion and environment that they create. Unfortunately, that's everywhere we go in the SEC. It really is. And it's hard to play on the road in the SEC. Ask me, because we went 3 really tough places last year, 4. When you include the road game we had at Kentucky early in the season. So, I don't like to say I'm looking forward to it. But I'm looking forward to it because it's a challenge. And Hugh's done a great job assembling talent. He's going to have a really talented team. So we're looking forward to going there and playing.
Stay on the fourth row.
Coach Jacob Goins, ESPN 1067 in Auburn. A position group on both sides of the football, offensive and defensive, that you are expecting to be better from last year to this year, or that needs to be better from last year to this year?
Yeah, I don't like the question. I'm sorry. There's not one position group that we don't need to get better at. Just me being frank with you, we got to get better at each one. And you can say that's coach speak, but if I pick one, then I'm leaving somebody out, and we've got to improve all around.
Third row.
Kirby, Alex Miller from the Bryan College Station Eagle. What have you seen from Noah Thomas this offseason, and how did his prior relationship with James Coley maybe help or impact you guys landing him out of the portal?
Yeah, he went through spring, and it was a learning progression for him, learning a new offense. We got a very NFL-style offense in terms of our terminology. It's very similar to what Coach Muckin used when he was here, and then Mike and James and Hartley and all the coaches on our staff have implemented other things and ideas. But the verbiage was important for him to learn. He worked extremely hard. He is a guy that's now starting to show his personality, and you get a little more leadership out of him day in and day out. He's got tremendous size. He's a great kid from a great family, and we've embraced him. We don't have a roster where there's an influx of 30 and 40 new guys from the portal. It's a very small community, so we're very inclusive. We welcome those guys, and I think he's been pleasantly surprised with how well he gets to know his teammates and how well they know each other.
In the middle of fourth row.
Carlo Brown, WCBI TV in Columbus. Kirby, you and Lane obviously worked together at Alabama, now being opposing head coaches in the SEC. What can you say about maybe the job he's done at Ole Miss, and how much are you looking forward to maybe that revenge game going into this season?
Yeah, I think Lane does a tremendous job. Lane is a very detailed, meticulous motivator. He thinks about things much more than he lets on. He constantly thinks about football. It's something that he just he's always thinking of a better way to do things or some kind of way to reach his team. And we talk and share ideas. We're very different personalities, but I think we're also very respectful of each other in terms of the quality of coaching and our backgrounds. I mean, I know his background well. He knows my background well, and we both cut our teeth the old school, long, hard way, and we grew up in coaching families. So a lot of respect for him, and the game's not about revenge for me. I just don't believe in the word revenge. I never have. I mean, it's a new season. We're a new team. They're a new team.
On the right side, fourth row.
Chair Bates, WNSP Mobile. Coach Smart, earlier to a question, you mentioned quarterbacks oftentimes have very different personalities. Between Carson and Gunner, what are some differences? What are some similarities in their personalities that you like about Gunner?
I don't do comparisons real well. I think you got to be careful when you do comparisons. I can talk to you about Gunner and the things I love about him. He's an extreme competitive kid. He's got great athleticism. He's improved his decision making. He's been part of going with the ones. You really grow as a quarterback when you get more reps against quality defense and quality offensive line to protect you. I liken it to baseball and hitting. If you're batting against 75-mile-an-hour pitchers and they're the backup pitchers, and then you go against the starting pitchers, those reps against 90 mile an hour are invaluable. And he's getting reps against faster paced, faster defenses with faster receivers. So that's your greatest growth as a quarterback when you get that.
Left side, second row.
Tyler Shaw with KBTX and College Station. What kind of players, a transfer out of the secondary coming out, Julian Humphrey, for you guys?
I don't understand the question.
Julian Humphrey out of the secondary who transferred out, just what kind of a player is he?
We're happy for Julian. I'm very happy that he's found a home and he got a great family. He's a great kid.
Third row in the end.
Coach Joey Lamar from WSAV in Savannah. What have you seen so far earlier from Elijah Griffin? And then also, what have you seen from Thomas Blackshear? I know Elijah enrolled early and Thomas came after. And then the second part of that question is, you've had a lot of success in Savannah recruiting well. What do you think has been the key to kind of locking down that Savannah area?
Well, so first of all, Savannah has grown. Nolan was from down there and he went to IMG, but Warren Brinson just finished up with us. I mean, it's one of the larger cities in state of Georgia. So when you start talking about finding quality football players, population draws that. The youth football programs down there have gotten better and better. And I tell people in the community, if you want to support Georgia, support your own community. Because most of the kids that grow up in that area, we're going to have a chance to compete and go recruit because it's near and dear to our state. Elijah has been great, man. He had a great spring. He works really hard. He's one of those kids that you don't really have to tell him something twice. You tell him once, he gets it right. Yes or no, sir, kid. Doesn't like have a lot of ups and downs. Just a rookie player. Like he's one of these guys that comes in mid-year and you're like, oh, he's really high today. He's really low today. He's very consistent. His mom did a wonderful job raising him, and he is just a great kid, great human being. Thomas, we hadn't got to see much. You mentioned he came after the school year, but I've had some good reports of him in summer workouts and things, and was a tremendous high school player. And he's a kid that's going to learn and grow in our program.
Final question, third row on the left.
Hey, Coach. Lindsey Bonner, WAKA out of Montgomery. Just curious to know your overall analysis on Kalen DeBoer in his first year at Alabama.
I'm not qualified to give analysis of another head coach in our league who I have tremendous respect for. And, anytime you come into a situation that he came into behind Nick and at that program and transition, it's going to be a new deal. And I think he's a tremendous coach. Obviously, we played at his place, and they did an outstanding job jumping all over us. So a lot of respect for Coach DeBoer and the job he's done.
Coach, thank you very much for your time.